28 minutes. It's about to be 29. Ow.
Babe, I'm so sorry. I forgot to stop the recording.
You're gonna go all the way over here. You can't even see. You only see this one.
Is he the perfect cutter? No, but he likes to keep his fingers out the way, and that's all that matters.
I'm done.
Hello guys! Welcome to a Cook With Me video today. I have my crew helping me out. We have 5 meals planned for today. Well, 4 meals and some popsicles. We are getting ready for our travels, and on travel days we like to use freezer meals that can be thawed in the sink while we're driving and popped into their device and cooked quickly once we get where we're going. I hope you enjoy this video, and let's get started. Okay, so one of the meals or 2 of the meals I'll be cooking have chicken in them. So we're going to cook some of the chicken in the Insta pot, and then the other just calls for thawed chicken. So let's get that in here.
Alright.
So I'm just taking my chicken and plopping it in here. It's pretty big sized chickens.
Oh, poor chicken.
Okay, so chicken legs is all that I have. I have a bag that was in the freezer, and neither of these meals called for chicken legs, but one calls for just cooked pulled chicken. So that's why we're cooking this to get it started. And then the other one calls for chicken breast, but we are just going to make do and change the cooking time so that way it is still applicable to the meal. All right, so for the Instapot, I put in 4 chicken legs, and I'm gonna pour some water in here and get it cooking. I'm putting about 3 cups of water. Well, my helper is putting about 3 cups of water, so that way we make sure the chicken doesn't burn.
I got 2, right?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Good job. So it kind of looks pretty full. I'd rather have too much water than not enough. I'm still learning this Instapot. You want sealing, not venting.
Okay.
And then we're gonna come over here and press pressure cooker, and we're gonna do it for about 35 minutes. All right, you wanna tell them what we're about to make?
We're about to make watermelon popsicles.
And what ingredients are we using today?
Watermelon and honey.
All right, what's the first step?
Putting the watermelon
In the
blender.
Oh, you can just pour it in there, buddy.
Okay. Ooh. So good. Okay, we're gonna got a spoon? We got a spoon?
I don't think you need a spoon. You need to wipe off your hands. 2 to, let's say 3 tablespoons. My children really like honey and
3 of
sweetener.
these?
3 of those. Let's do it up over this, so that way.
And 3.
All right, what's the next step?
Putting the top on.
Yes.
You need the top, okay? Quick or slow?
Right in the middle would be fine, and then we're gonna go with blend.
Then?
Yep.
That was quick.
That was quick. Okay, and so for these popsicles off of Amazon, let's see.
Wait, I got popsicles.
I got some popsicle bags. It says a fill line, and it also comes with a
Pour. A funnel.
funnel.
Yeah.
Good job. All right, so you're gonna take this.
Oh, color.
Oh, I like that. Travel Life, that's a good funnel. So here we go with our first one.
I use it over this.
I'm gonna pour if you hold the funnel.
Okay. Time person. Wait, maybe we should like.
I think it will do it all by itself. Just
I got it.
don't pinch it.
Oh, oh, drink.
Ooh, I filled it too high.
I'll drink it.
Okay. So this is what not to do,
Yeah. I should tell you that.
but we can pour some back in there.
Oh, we just got it done.
There you go.
Now seal it super tight.
Then I'm just gonna put it in a pan so that they're easy to transfer to the freezer. One down, who knows how many to go.
Maybe 1,000, maybe 100.
All right, put it in there.
Or maybe just 2. Okay, I'm gonna hold it, mommy. Ooh, challenge. Okay. Yeah.
I can't see the line though.
I see. Okay.
Darn it.
Mommy. That's good. I don't think this is. Oh, gosh. Don't be suspicious. I think we'll make it. Oh no.
A little less than a full one. That's all right.
I could drunk it.
All right.
let's
we have
count.
a decent amount here. Let's count. Oh, let's wipe this counter off first.
Yes. Dub.
Did I see one? You did a good job.
I need that right there.
Okay.
I want to cut.
Okay, I'll pull them up and you count them.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. We weren't even close.
So almost halfway too. So, all right, these are our popsicles. I hope you enjoyed this version of the video and on to the next meal. So now we are gonna go ahead and get the freezer meal started of
Tomato basil chicken.
all right. So this recipe actually calls for chicken breasts, but like I mentioned before, all I have is chicken legs. So we are gonna go ahead and put it in this metal pan instead of a bag, so that way it is more user-friendly to cook the day that we're gonna cook it. So first step, put in that chicken. Do it. I'll do this step. Okay, so since we have more chicken than the recipe calls for, I'm actually gonna double the recipe. So first ingredients is 16 ounces of tomato sauce. So just, yep, drizzle it on there, girlfriend. Onion. Two cups of heavy whipping cream. So that's 1 cup. 2 cups. And we're gonna take a spoon and kind of mix it up. So then we are going to put in our seasonings, which calls for 2 teaspoons of garlic powder.
Teaspoons? I thought that was a tablespoon.
And now that I'm doing this, I feel like it definitely would have been a better idea to mix the sauce up in a bowl and then put it over the chicken. All right, what do you got there?
Onion powder.
Look at them.
Onion powder.
All right, so we'll need 2 teaspoons of onion powder.
Good.
Yep, sprinkle it on there. And 1 more. All right, and the recipe calls for fresh basil, but I went to the store and could not find fresh basil anywhere. So we are going to take some fresh basil that I made from our garden and just sprinkle it on. It's about a tablespoon. So go ahead and sprinkle that on.
The whole thing?
Yep. All right, then we need a teaspoon of salt. That's okay. And a half a teaspoon of pepper. All right, we are going to kind of mix this up again. All right, so now the last step is to write on our pan what the cooking directions are, what's in this pan, and all the good details.
Tomato. What is basil? Basil. Chili. No, chili.
Place it on our pan. And another one done. I just want to remind you that all the recipes will be down below. So if there's only one that you're interested in, then you can just copy that one, or you can make it a day and do them like I am. On to the next. All right, so we have all the ingredients here. We are cooking vegan chili. Again, I substituted some of the things, like this calls for sweet potatoes. I have regular potatoes. So let's get this in the bag and another one done. 19 ounces of canned tomatoes. You want to pour it? I'll take them when you're done.
19 ounces, then.
1 can of black beans, and we pre-drained and rinsed. 1 can of corn, which we did not pre-drain, so we're gonna have to drain that.
1 can of corn, sweet corn.
Yummy. 13 ounces of tomato sauce.
Didn't we just put tomato sauce in here? Potatoes, this and this.
All right, so we do not have a full onion, so I substituted with some green peppers just to add a little substance in there.
Chili soup.
All right, and then now we are gonna add our potatoes, which should be sweet, but we're using regular potatoes because that's what we have.
And plus I prefer.
And yes, she does prefer regular potatoes. She doesn't like the sweetness of potatoes. All right, so now it's seasoning time.
Salt.
So we have 1 teaspoon of cumin, 1 teaspoon of coriander. Maybe one day I'll be able to say that right. I have 2 tablespoons of chili powder.
How many teaspoons are in a...
4. All right, and then 1/2 teaspoon of salt.
Yeah, just get in there.
All right, now we want to wait. First, we want to get all that air out. Now zip it up, lay it flat, and mix her up.
Like this?
Yep. All right. And ladies and gentlemen,
We got our vegan chili.
another meal down. Okay, so the next meal we're doing is a vegan slow cooker peanut stew. Although I will be cooking it in the Insta pot when I cook it. It calls for sweet potatoes, but I have regular potatoes, so we're gonna use it. It also calls for chickpeas, but I have black eyed peas. Peanut butter, cumin, coriander, probably didn't say that right. Diced tomatoes, which I canned some of my own diced tomatoes. Onion, garlic, ginger, and then this is going to be saved for later, the bone broth, to add in the day that you cook. So the first step is to writing the ingredients, what it is, how long it will freeze, anything that you need on your Ziploc bag. All right, so I just wrote peanut stew. I put Instapot slow cooker. It says it freezes up to 3 months, but I'll be using it before that. And you'll need spinach and 4 cups of broth when you're making it. So let's get this meal on the road. Now that we have all our ingredients chopped up and ready to go, we are going to get it into our bag and get it in the freezer. So, first calls for 1 can of chickpeas, which we are doing the black-eyed peas. All right, second calls for the veggie stock, which because we're doing this as a freezer meal, we're going to save till later. Third ingredient is 1 teaspoon of salt. You can do it over the bag. All right. Fourth ingredient is, I have a hard time pronouncing this, so. Coriander, yes. Okay, yes. So 1/2 teaspoon. All right, next is a teaspoon of cumin.
Is it spicy?
That's okay. Next is our diced tomatoes, and like I mentioned before, I can my own tomatoes. Then we have 1/2 cup of peanut butter. And the peanut butter really makes this meal delicious. All right, then we have our 4 to 5 cups of potatoes, which calls for sweet potatoes, but we are using regular potatoes. Our onion. And then we have our ginger and our
Garlic.
Put together. You can just drop the whole thing in there. All right, mix up the bag a little bit. You want to take it and put that air pressure out, zip it up, and then you can kind of flatten it down on the counter and mix it all up. And remember, it's gonna look a little dry because you haven't added your veggie stock yet. So this meal's done. All right, so here's all the ingredients for the next one that we need. We've got it all prepped and ready to go and ready to get in the bag. first step is put that label on that bag. As you can see on the bag, you need 4 cups of broth and a half a cup of quinoa to place in the Instapot or the slow cooker when cooking. First thing we need is 4 cups of potatoes. All right, then you need 1 can of corn.
We're missing 1 piece of corn because I ate it. Then 1 can of beans.
Rinsed and drained. You need 1 can of diced tomato, which we split this can in between 2 ingredients, including the juice. One diced onion, which we don't have much onion, so we're also going to substitute with doing some green peppers.
Oh, can you get that?
All right, we're going to do 1 lime's worth of juice.
I gotta put it up, okay.
All right, let's do the other side.
Don't throw the soda away. There might be stuff juice in there. I really want to do it. Save it.
All right, let's just leave it in there for now.
Oh, okay.
All right, so now we need cumin and chili powder. We need 2 tablespoons.
Tablespoon.
All right, we need 2 tablespoons of cumin. There's 1 tablespoon. Oh. There's 2 tablespoons. 1 teaspoon of salt.
Himalayan.
Salt of your choice. We just use Himalayan. And 1 tablespoon of chili powder. All right, then you want to squeeze all the air out of the bag. Zip it up, buddy.
Why don't we put those in?
And another meal good to go. The next meal that we'll be doing is
Pesto tortellini.
bake. All right, so our first step is to shred some chicken, which you've seen me cook in the Instapot earlier. And I've got it all shredded up and good to go. We need 1 cup of mozzarella cheese. It calls for 1 cup of pesto, but I like to just put half of the jar. Tortellinis. And 2 jars of Alfredo sauce. All right, then we're gonna mix it all together. All right, now we're gonna take this mixture and put it into our baking pan. Spread spread it out nice and even. And then our last step is to take 1/4 cup of Parmesan cheese and sprinkle it on the top. And if you want to add more Parmesan, you're more than welcome to. It's your meal. You make it how you want to make it. All right.
Wham bam, you got a pesto tortellini bake, ma'am.
Okay, and then I just need to label my top. And another meal done.
Yummy.
All right, I hope you guys enjoyed these 5 meals. I hope that you try them yourself. I just hope you guys know that these meals can be interchangeable. They don't have to be vegetarian. They don't have to have meat in them. And if you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up. Me and the kids worked really hard to get these meals prepared for our trip. And don't forget to subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know when new videos like these come out. And until next time. Bye.